guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to read you a couple parts as I'm going through the discovery again, and I was just trying to pick out some interesting parts that I found kind of interesting, so I just wanted to share them with you all. Okay, so the first one is Detective Baumhover said, while speaking with Nathan is Chris's neighbor. Okay, so while speaking with Nathan, I learned he had observed Watts walk out his side gate and leave in their white Lexus that was parked down the street east from his residence. Nathan said Watts did this when Shanann was visiting family in North Carolina. I asked Nathan if he had provided this information in a previous interview with an officer or agent, to which he replied no. So, I know a lot of you guys already knew that, but there are some new people that are starting to follow this case that maybe aren't aware of this little detail that I find kind of interesting, that Nate, said that Chris was parking that Lexus down the street when Shanann was gone, in North Carolina, which is kind of weird. Like, why was he parking it down the street? There's some theories of some people think he was doing that so NK could pull her car right in the garage, maybe at night or something, where nobody could see her, and hurry up and pull in the garage real quick and shut the door so she could, get in the house without anybody seeing her. Some people say, maybe it's because he even just had her with him, and so she could get out of the car and maybe go in the back way without anybody seeing her. I'm trying to think what are some of the other theories, or what people are thinking why he was parking her Lexus down the street. Oh, that's another reason. Maybe he could be leaving without people realizing that he's leaving. You know what I'm saying? He could sneak out the back or whatever, then walk some back way to the car, and then take off and go to NK's at whatever time he wants, how many times a day, or, at all hours through the night, or whatever he wants, and nobody would realize he was leaving, maybe, like he go sneak out the back, walk around, and then walk up and around and sneak into the car, and then, so nobody's actually seeing the car pull out of his drive or him leave out the front door. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. So, another one I wanted to read you is when one of the investigators talked to David and Bet, I think her name is. It looks like it's Bet, but I don't know if it's Betty. But anyway, it was that neighbor that it was on the, you see on the videos, it talks about that gray truck, and the one that's going to the gym in the morning. So, with the red car. Okay, so one of the investigators says, at approximately 10:50 hours, I met with the residents of blah, 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 David and Bet. Initially, I met with David at his front door and asked him about the car that appeared to leave his driveway at approximately 5:15 on 8/13. David said he normally leaves for work around 6:30 or 7. And on 8/13, he left around 7. Initially, David said no one else in the household left prior to him. I asked David if he saw Watts that morning, to which he stated he had not, but offered information about how Watts had parked his truck in the driveway several times recently when he normally parked in the street. So that's why I wanted to read you that, is because that's kind of interesting, because if you remember, going back through some of the interviews and texts and stuff, Shanann didn't let him park in the driveway or the garage because his truck leaked oil, I guess. So it's kind of weird, she's gone and he's already breaking the rules on many levels. But so he's starting to park in the driveway. So I'm trying to think so he's parking his truck in the driveway, he's parking Shanann's Lexus down the street. What is going on with this guy, Okay, so I told David a neighbor's security camera showed a car that appeared to leave his driveway around 5:15. David said the car was likely his wife's, as she normally leaves around 5 to 5:15 to go to the gym. Upon speaking with Bet, I learned that she left that morning on 8/13 at 5:15 and noticed Watt's truck with the lights on. She thought it was unusual because they're typically not on that early. Bette offered information about a barbecue they had around 1900 hours on Sunday evening on 8/12 and never heard or saw Bella or Celeste during that time. She did see Watts a couple times as he was cooking something on the grill, but the girls never appeared when he walked outside. So, for the ones that believe that the girls weren't alive at that time, that he had done it way prior, that's probably interesting to you. I still believe that they were alive when they went to the site, and that he did do it at the site, whether NK was in there or not. But I believe, just my opinion, that they actually were alive, until he got to his work site. So, at least that's how I feel right now. But there's a lot of you that don't believe that, and that's totally fine. And so I just thought you would kind of find that interesting, that, the girls never appeared when he was cooking. But, I mean, I guess that might not be that abnormal, considering, he was just cooking outside. Maybe they were just inside. I don't know. I just kind of found that interesting. Okay, so this is, oh yeah, okay. Okay, so this one, I must have skipped over the first time reading the Discovery because I did not catch it the first time. Okay, synopsis. On Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018, CBI field agent Greg Zettner contacted Cindy DeRosset via telephone to ask her questions about Thrive products. DeRosset indicated she would be willing to send a sample of the Thrive products to CBI for potential analysis in a lab setting. Action taken. On Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018, I received a sealed envelope in the mail from Cindy DeRosset. DeRosset said there are many Thrive products, but she said the samples she sent for testing are the core products everyone starts with and uses daily. DeRosset said the daily supplement routine is broken into 3 steps. The first are tablets taken first thing in the morning. The second step is a powder that is mixed into a fluid and drank about 20 minutes after taking the tablets. The third step is a patch that is worn on the body for 24 hours. DeRosset described the products as premium-grade plant-based nutrients designed to fill nutritional gaps, deficiencies to get the body balanced and feeling like it should. Layman's terms, it's your multi on HD. It's the Ferrari of vitamins. The unopened package was placed into evidence at the Denver field office. So, wonder what they found out. If they tested those, you think they would, just to make sure that, nothing in them could have played a part in the situation, but because they did. Agent Greg Zettner called her, Cindy, to ask her about it, ask her about Thrive. So I wonder if they did test them and what they found out, And I mean, I know when I talk about this, it's not that I'm ever saying or thinking that caused him to do that. I'm just saying that could have made him make some choices he might not otherwise have made. Or maybe, not that, I'm not saying that, everybody that takes Thrive is going to do that, but there's always extenuating factors that play a part, so it could be the Thrive mixed with lack of sleep, mixed with him having some narcissistic, traits, mixed with him being manipulated and being infatuated by this NK, mixed with him having financial issues. So all of that together, was just mixed with his body chemistry, mixed with his neurobiology and his biology, basically, his experiences, basically. I'm just saying that it could have kind of played a part in the bigger picture, okay? Not that alone, but that mixed with all this other stuff was just a recipe for, disaster. I'm not saying this to take any blame off of him. I'm just saying that could have played a little part. That could have been a factor in it, and that's probably why they wanted to test the products, just to see like what kind of part that could have played. But like I said, I'm not saying that that caused that, and that there's anything wrong with Thrive, and that people that take that, oh, it could cause that, or that. I mean, that just could have been a factor that added to everything, So, that lack of sleep, like we've heard, he even mentioned it. Anna NK said, he was barely sleeping. That in itself could have some serious effects on your choices. Like I said, not saying there's any excuse. I feel like there still is something going on in his neurobiology and his brain chemistry and whatever. There's something going on mixed with his experiences and just, like for instance, how he was brought up, his family life, and how his mom could have played a part. But just all these little things all came together to contribute to what happened. So, I mean, I would like to know what they found out when they tested that stuff. So maybe we'll be finding out soon. You never know. But all right, so that is all I wanted to read for this video. But I'm gonna keep going through the discovery and just trying to pick out any more little pieces that I find interesting, and that even though we may have already heard it, that maybe things to refresh our memory, things that we haven't thought about in a while about the case, because I've been studying this case since it happened, so it's like some of the stuff that I was looking into months ago is put on the back burner, and I'm looking into this new stuff, so now I'm kind of going back to the old stuff, knowing what I know now from the new stuff, and then try to kind of see where it fits, knowing what I know now, and seeing how it could kind of change with what I'm thinking, like how I thought about it in the past, now knowing what I know, and I go over it, how it changes how I think about it now. So that's what I'm hoping, it could do for you guys too. So that's why I'm going to go through and kind of, read some of the old stuff, so you could you'll be looking at it kind of with new eyes, because a lot of has happened since the beginning, since we first started researching the case. A lot has happened since that. So, and then for all of you guys that just started researching it, might be some new stuff for you. So, alrighty guys, well, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.